Hey, welcome back to Waking the Mystic, where we celebrate who and what we are. Today I wanted to share with you a few things that I did after my husband passed that sort of helped initiate this ongoing dialogue that we have. And one of the things that my sister recommended about a month after he passed, she recommended I start to write to him every night if I wanted, telling him about the day, the sorrow, all the feelings, the things that were happening, and how much I missed him. But over time, first of all, this is very helpful in the grieving process because your emotions can come out then on paper, or I use an iPad, and you can express what's inside. But over time, I realized, a few months that I would write to him less. But when I did write to him, I would pause and I kind of heard him respond. Of course, I would think that this is how I would think he would respond, But over time, this process of writing to him began a dialogue that it goes two ways. Now, the other thing is trying to set up a meditation practice, because we can call it meditation, or I'll just say be quiet. Because when we start to train our minds to be quiet for a period of time, it allows for new channels and new pathways to open up. By being quiet, you can start to hear what you would not normally hear. It's very subtle, but I have been meditating for over 5 years, so it's not too difficult for me. However, because of the nature of this situation, there were a lot of emotions and sadness to sort of get through before I could be quiet enough to start to hear a conversation coming up. Now, the emotional side of this was a huge barrier, and it still is, because it can sneak in. I notice I get a sensation, an overwhelming energetic sensation when he's coming through, and it's really a big love feel. And so my logical mind says, oh, this must be grief. And I begin to cry. And when I do, I lose the connection. But I can see that the thoughts are incorrect when this sensation comes over me, and I can sense his energy, his presence. And then I know that we are kind of connected. In my mind, I have created a bridge where the two of us can meet. It's my imagination, and it doesn't matter if you think it's real or not. Create a pathway for the two of you to meet. And it sends the signal to your own self that you want to connect with your loved one's energy. And then the third thing is I have a beautiful picture of him in the living area where I spend all of my time. And I talk to him out loud. I really do. Sometimes I'm angry, and sometimes, whatever it is, I'll sit and I'll talk to him, and I can feel a shift, especially when I'm needing an answer or a new perspective on something that's happening at home. I can sense him, and then I can start to feel a response. So it's like for me, it's a feeling that turns into like a symbol. It's translated through feeling for me, in a way. It's hard to explain. So those are a few things that I did that began this journey with us. Now, I know now that this is true because, and I'll tell you why, I own a metaphysical shop, and we have a lot of psychics and mediums that work out of the shop, and I could not rely on them to give me an accurate reading because they know me too well. So I found somebody who is outside of my network of people, and she came highly recommended, and I had a reading with her, and she was amazing, spot on, actually, very accurate. Even my father came through, who recently passed away. But what sealed the deal were two things. One, I had recently taken one of my husband's hats and put it in my space here to have a connection, more of a connection with him, a favorite hat. And she said, I'm seeing this hat. She described it to a T, what I had done. And then the other thing was, she kept saying, why is he saying, stop doubting, stop doubting, stop doubting? Now, she doesn't know anything about me. And that was, I knew exactly what was happening because I was doubting all of this. And he kept saying, stop doubting, stop doubting. So that was pretty cool. So, you know, that's another, find a reputable medium, and you can then get more secure in knowing that this is, your loved one is trying to connect with you. I mean, they are. Why wouldn't they? So these are a few ideas, and I hope they're helpful. And I will continue to share, I think soon, some of the dialogue, some of the interesting things that he has to say about where he is and what he's doing. So thanks for listening, guys.